More than ever, right now, we're in a crisis. A lot of the world is sadder than it ever should be. And I've my personal take on it that a lot of it derives from social media. So I might as well start from the start. Let's talk about the rise of the internet. To understand where we are today, we need to go back to 1977, the year that changed home life practically forever. This was the year of what became known as the Trinity home computers. For the first time, computers were being mass produced for everyday people, bringing technology out of laboratories and bringing it to living rooms across America. Fast forward to 1989, where the internet, as we know it, begins to take shape. But if you think today's internet is frustrating, imagine it back then. The internet was slow, buggy, often confusing, and of course, there was that sound. A few years later came one of the most important inventions in online communications, the email. Suddenly, people could send messages across the world in seconds instead of having to wait days for a letter to arrive in the mail. It completely changed how people connected. As internet access expanded, companies saw an opportunity. In the early 2000s, the first major social media platforms began to appear. Websites like MySpace, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter gave people a place to share their thoughts, personal experiences, photos, and videos with the entire world, and people loved it. Social media continued growing throughout the decade, but everything changed again in 2007 whenever Apple released the iPhone. Almost overnight, society began shifting away from flip phones and towards smartphones. Suddenly, the internet wasn't something you visited at home, it was instead something you could carry in your pocket. Never been heard of or even thought of. This allowed you to access pretty much any information at any time. Then, with this information came the era of short form content. Between 2013 and 2015, Vine dominated the internet. Millions of users created and watched 6-second long videos designed to be funny, creative, and instantly entertaining. It's supposed to hook you, basically. But Vine was only the beginning. In 2014, an app named Musical.ly launched. It wouldn't become truly popular until a few years later, but it eventually evolved into TikTok, which completely had transformed all of social media. Unlike anything before it, TikTok combined the endless scrolling and highly personalized content of Twitter and the short yet medium ish style content of YouTube. Users could swipe through video after video, each one only lasting 10 to 30 seconds. The platform learned exactly what people liked and continuously fed them more of it, growing addiction. For many users, that unfortunately created a cycle that was incredibly difficult to put down. Then COVID hit. Scratch that whole thing. COVID-19 had affected many people. I was fortunately one of the lucky ones who didn't have any major impactions besides like a few scares, but I know that a lot of other people had it worse. Like I had a couple friends whose grandparents passed away and stuff like that. So basically, schools closed, businesses shut down, and people simply lost their jobs. For many people, it meant losing important experiences, educational opportunities, money, anything you could ask for, face-to-face interactions, and everything practically moved online. Classes were held through Zoom, meetings became virtual, social gatherings turned into video calls, and for months on end, screens became the primary way that people interacted with the world. As a result, social media usage skyrocketed. At the same time, people were dealing with isolation, uncertainty, and grief. Many experienced increased levels of anxiety, depression, loneliness, and low self esteem. Research found that higher social media use was associated with the increased symptoms of anxiety and depression. The World Health Organization also reported a significant rise in mental health struggles during the first year of the pandemic because of isolation. Part of the issue was comparison, though. When people spend hours every day looking at influencers, celebrities, and wealthy individuals showing only the best part of their lives, it's easy to feel like you're falling behind. But the story isn't entirely negative. Social media also helped people stay connected during one of the most isolating periods in modern history. Online communities provided support, friendship, and spaces where people could openly discuss topics like anxiety, depression, and loneliness, helping those get more of a grasp on themselves and be able to pull out from the extreme loneliness during COVID. Conversations about mental health became more common, and for many people, that was a large step forward. Still, for many young people, the combination of school closures, isolation, and increased screen time contributed to growing concerns about anxiety, depression, and body image. So, did social media directly cause the global decline in mental health? Not entirely, but it certainly played a major role. Social media can amplify comparison, jealousy, and unrealistic expectations. It can reduce meaningful face-to-face interactions and spread misinformation faster than ever before. At the same time, it has connected people across the world, creating support networks and given a voice to those who otherwise felt alone. Like most technology, social media isn't inherently good or bad. Its impact is based on how we use it, depending on what people upload, depending what you like, depending on what you watch, depending on what you search. Social media can either be good or bad. And that's the final thought that I leave you with. If you're struggling mentally, talk to somebody you trust. Reach out to a friend, a family member, or somebody who cares about you. And if you feel like you don't have anybody to talk to, spend some time in front of a mirror, reflecting honesty with yourself. Sometimes simply acknowledging that your feelings are your feelings is an important first step. You might also be surprised by how much a difference a short break from social media can make. Even one day away from constant scrolling can help you clear your mind. And if you're dealing with serious mental health challenges or feel like social media has become an unhealthy addiction, I've included resources in the description that offer free support and assistance. Thank you for watching. This is my first video, and every single one of you can be a part of something bigger. This channel I really hope to grow and maybe make into a career, but realistically, I just want to help people more than everything. And you should subscribe so that whenever I upload my next video, you can see what I have to say if you liked what I said in this video. Thank you for watching.